Welcome to the RC Motorsport Europe podcast.
Okay, so here we are, on to 8th Off-Road, one of the biggest sections, and very, very busy. So we've got the ECA, ECB, e-buggy, and the 40 Plus to look at. These are all 2026 proposals. So the first one we're going to look at, again, is fairing. So fairing is, I think that was one of my first ones that I went to. I saw Bloomfield win that one.
Yeah.
Very memorable for me and for him as well. But he was so happy to win it. It was such a good race as well. But yes, we saw this in one of the previous sections. There's the town of Fairing is there, and then the WMW Fairing track is here, and you'll see it's in the middle of basically farmland, and then this here is kind of like a gravel pit, basically.
So this is a very widely used track because it's been used in 10th scale off-road before. It's been used many times in large scale. It's been used in 1/8 as well. It's proposing itself for a few of the 8th off-road classes as well.
I think almost everyone.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they only get one of them, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they can get multiple visits to the same track. I don't know, but Fairing is very much a known quantity and a fantastic place to go and race. And
so you can see this is their layout for 25 and possibly 26, but they will have to change it just before the European Championships. But this here is the starting grid, starting with position 1. And we'll see, we'll get some better pictures of this as well. But we've got the shower block, and I guess it's like sort of a cottage that you can hire or borrow or something. The camping area there, and this here is all going to be covered up with pits and lots of marquees and tents. And using the bridge, which will show a little bit better here. So here is the starting positions for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down to 15. And you come around here and you go that way, under the bridge, and then, under the bridge, and then over the bridge, crossing over yourself, and then this big S section. The new track from the rostrum, you see this is one of those tracks, it's a bit, you drive away from yourself on the rostrum, and there's that big jump that's right there just in front of the balcony of the little, I don't know if it's a holiday cottage or Airbnb or whatever, but if you know the right people, meaning the Wendler brothers, you can probably stay there for the night. There's the video wall, which is pretty cool, and there's the gravel processing yard or whatever it is. Well, in this picture it's a cornfield, but we've seen, I think, melons and squashes and stuff like that grown there before. That's the back, the rear side camping area. There's the front side camping area. And the rostrum. The pit area, nice waist-high pits with big concrete walls. Stairs up and stairs down. It's pretty handy. And then the interior view of the rostrum, the timekeeping area, the referee area, and media area, which is pretty handy. This is very, very handy for us because we can just kind of lock things away and just put stuff right in there, and we don't have to set up and tear down every single day. It saves loads and loads of time. And here is where there's the canteen. We'll see an interior view of that in a second. This is the auxiliary pitting tent, extra pit tent for the visiting racers. This is the technical inspection for when they host the Euros. And there's the inside of the permanent pit area. It's beautiful. It's very Alpine-esque with the exposed wood everywhere. And there's the canteen. Pretty decent food. Lovely drinks. And there's the front camping area. And I think there's like 3 sets of toilets, which is pretty handy. Even at the back, there's 2 sets of toilets. Well, 2 sets of showers anyway, because there's showers in there and showers in this temporary building. And there's the permanent showers. And there's the Wendler brothers.
There we go. And shall we take a look at what the track looks like? Well, this is what it looked like in 2012 when it had Nitro 1/8 buggies going around. It's had a few changes since then, but to all intents and purposes, this is the track you can expect. Has some, because it's a large scale track, it has some fairly big jumps, but saying that, traditionally we've seen, and there's a bridge, which is awesome, but we've seen bigger jumps in 8th scale than large scale. But the one exception to that is the jump at the back of this track, which is huge.
Yeah.
As the cars go under the timing loop now, in front of the driver's stand, and you see the pit lane to the right of the screen there. And then it's kind of like a right-angled straight, and then here's the big jump.
I think it's filled in now. It's more of a tabletop.
Yeah. So it's been slightly modified, but this is what it looked like the first time a British driver won the European Championships. And that was Darren Bloomfield.
Yeah. Come back, Bloomers.
Yeah.
We've seen him at a couple events recently.
We have, yes. We saw him at a large-scale event as well once. But so, yes, this is a very, very experienced track. The Wendler brothers have hosted so many European Championships. It's not true. Like, literally, maybe the track we've been to the most out of all of the European facilities, and we've always had a fantastic time with them. So yeah, a strong candidate, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Very strong. A very safe bet. So if you want to go to Austria to race, and it is Nitro, isn't it? First we're talking.
Yeah.
To race Nitro 1/8, and
yeah, these are the ECA championships as well, which, if you're unaware, that basically the ECAs are for everybody. The ECBs is the next group that we'll talk to, and we'll actually see fairing as a proposal for that one as well. But the ECBs are a different kettle of fish. We'll get to that.
Cool.
So
who's next?
Next one up is the Madrid Club in Spain.
Okay.
Obviously, central Spain is the capital of the country. And here we are. Nice
Buggyland. The Buggyland track. There we go. I was thinking...
You'll be very familiar with this one.
I was thinking, what do
you were
we
just
mean?
there.
Which Madrid track? But now it's obvious. Okay.
So this is a little bit more polished proposal. It looks nice, bright colors. And they got all their logos all over everything. But here we go. From the leadership of the CART, C-A-R-T-T Club, we are pleased to formally submit our request to host the 1/8 TT Gas European Championship in the year 2026. And there we go. I believe that is that Miguel?
Miguelo and Laura, who are the organisers of...
And track builders.
Track builders and designers and everything, basically. Of Buggyland, but they run events at this track, the kind of original Buggyland in Madrid, but they also have a Buggyland that they run in America, and of course build tracks for other people. Famously, Miguelo and Laura built the Ongaro Rings new look that we had this year for the Euros, and they really go all out to impress. And it's hard to describe how cool the facility is as well. It doesn't just stop at the track. The whole facility. Oh, of course. They build Barcelos as well. Yeah. So super massively experienced in track building. So you're going to get an amazing track. You're going to get a team with experience of running not just club races, but also international races that people come all over from. They say here,
in the last 10 years, we have hosted 10 international races. So it's one major race every year. So you can, again, you can click through and read all of the individual details of these, but of all of these proposals on the EFRA.ws website. And again, the ever popular, at least with me, the tourist attractions.
Very important. And I can tell you from personal experience, there is a McDonald's very close by. But the food on site is fantastic as well. So you've got loads of options, and Madrid, well, of course, there's so much to do.
Plenty of accommodations, plenty of things to see, plenty of places to go during normal hours, and I'm sure after hours as well. So there's the map of how to get there from the circuit. It's only 11 minutes from the airport, I think is what that says.
Yeah. Well, it should be 11 minutes. But when we went earlier this month, James drove the wrong way, I think 3 times in a row.
Oh, no.
The turnings are a little bit complicated. If you're not familiar with driving in Spain and other parts of Europe, the turns are very easily missed. So it should be 11 minutes. Took us about 40 minutes. But very close to the airport and very close to various parts of Madrid. Really, really cool. Hang on. Let's...
Do we have... Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so let's have a quick look. So they race Buggyland, their main event. This is their headline event, and this is obviously truggies going around, but they race from 8 in the morning till 11 p.m. at night.
Wow.
So this is the last race of the Saturday night.
They do say you have to be crazy.
You have to be very crazy, is what they say. And so this was the last race. So this would have kicked off about 10:30 on Saturday night. And as you can see, the lights work great. So if we are in as we usually are, a crazy weather situation where we have to run long hours, they'll be able to cope with that because they are more than used to racing all the way up to 11 p.m. and beyond. So, super, super strong proposal. If you want to race at the Buggyland Madrid track for the European Championships in 2026, then let your federation know and they can vote for that in the meeting at the AGM at the first weekend of November. But there are... Who else have we got?
One more
we have
strong
one
contender.
More. We have one more, and this is Estonia again. Okay, cool.
So RC Rockver in Estonia again. This is the we saw this in the previous section. But
yes,
you can. This is the bare details of. It's not a PowerPoint. It's not a polished presentation.
Yes, no.
But it does have the bare individual details of everything for stairs up, stairs down of the rostrum, how many people can fit in the pit area, width of the track and stuff like that, accommodations and how much they cost. But
what did you find earlier?
I found this from Robert Batiai. This is him on the track. It's in vertical, so yeah, not ideal. But this is Robert Bataille, and you can see the heavily oiled clay.
Yeah. Okay.
And wow, big jumps.
Yeah.
And you see there's multiple lanes as well, so you can the club can decide to chop in a section or leave out a section. I love that personally. If I were to build a track at home, I would definitely have all the various option lines, and of course it repeats itself because it's a vertical thing. But let me see if I can bring up something else here.
We have another...
Just, it's at least a picture.
See, we don't want to show you the incorrect images of what we could find on Google, so we want to be sure that we're showing you the right track. But the track haven't submitted images yet. So, of course, they're on House of RC. So the track, there you go, it's the same track.
Let's see if that there we go. It's much bigger. And so that's I think it looks like the same exact track.
Yeah.
But obviously from the opposite angle.
Very new looking, like there's, and I don't mean in a bad way, and I mean in a very good way. Like it looks fresh. Yeah, that looks fresh, and nice to be in the woods.
Yeah,
with a nice solar farm as well. So nice to know that they
have
think about the environment.
There's an external screen there you can see.
Yeah.
So for driver times and lap times, stuff like that. So. I'm curious what these circles around some of the sections are. That's interesting. But yeah, you can see where there's different...
there's weird... Oh, that's... Okay. Because there's options there.
Yeah.
There's literally a roundabout in the middle.
Yeah.
So, okay. But there are cars on track, so how does that work?
Well, I do not know.
Intrigued, to say the least.
I want to say this... Well, there's not cars in that section where we can see. So
is it like an honesty system? Or it's like full scale RX with Joker Lap. There's a Joker Lap maybe.
Maybe.
But if you want to race in Estonia, and we're all for going to new places.
Definitely.
I think the most experience in terms of EFRA Euros would be the Wendler brothers at Ferring, having hosted 1 million European Championships in the past. But equally experienced in non-EFRA events would be the Buggyland team to go and race in Madrid. They are not new to international racing. Completely new on us. We've never been there. We've never been to Estonia. Would love to go to Estonia. Yeah. If you want to try something completely new, then you have that track as well at Rakvere to consider. So those are your 3 ECA candidates. They will be voted on first weekend of November. Tell your federation which one you want to race at, and they can vote on your behalf, because that's how it's decided. EFRA don't decide, you do. Anyway, next ECB.
ECBs. Now, I can't remember. I don't think we narrowed it down. It's either the top 40 or 50 drivers in the ECA.
Yeah.
The overall.
We should do research.
Europe-wide. They're not allowed to run in the ECB. The ECB is meant for the younger drivers, and we do see a lot of the older drivers, like a lot of the people that race the 40 plus also run in the ECA and ECB if they can afford it.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a lot. It's meant to be for the up and coming racers. So if you've placed really well in the ECA championships, you are not allowed to race. But we do see drivers like Ongaro and Hal Figueiredo and Canas. We do see them helping out at the ECB.
Yep.
And
we had a fantastic time covering the Sachs ECB.
Definitely. That was a really good production for us, and we hope you enjoyed it. And lots of interviews on the RCTV channel.
Great to work with
some of them.
Great to work with the iCar TV team as well, who provided the broadcast on the ground. And we were here in this very studio with Lefty joining us from Dominican Republic, and that was great. And that's the kind of stuff we expect to see from an ECB. 3 candidates again. One of them we've seen.
Yeah, one of them, Ferring, we've just covered. So we'll, they're in there. They put themselves forward. But we're going to look at Bermont in France and Guarda, I don't know how to say, Macanas?
Yes. And now this, I'm looking for this now because they hosted... We have
actually been there, haven't we?
Yeah, well, James was there for the buggy electric, the e-buggy World Cup.
Okay.
Get my words out.
Right.
He was there for the electric buggy World Cup, e-buggy World Cup. So yeah, we've been there before. I'm going to find the footage because we were there in 2010. So I'm going to find that. But you take us.
Is that Frexidus?
No.
Okay.
No,
because I was in Frexidus. I thought.
Yeah, no. I think Frexidus is where Bruno won, but where we were is where Savoia won his 3rd.
Okay.
Euros. Anyway.
Right.
Continue.
Okay. So this is the proposal from the Bermont TTRC 90 Club. So this is for their. Well, they're also applying for the 40 plus, but they're also applying. Well, they're applying for the 40 plus and the ECB. So lots of these proposals are doing double duty. So they have a table of contents, which is always very handy. And here's the club. Many of the club members. Very dutiful volunteers that we love our club volunteers. And here's aerial photos of the track itself, the TTRC 90. And they have some pretty credit mutual. Well, some nice local sponsors that help keep the club going. And it looks, you can tell there's a multi-surface track. There's bricks and different shaped bricks on the outside. That's pretty interesting. And then obviously dirt for the majority of it. Pit lane for 15 cars, podium for 15 drivers and 2 officials, covered pit stands and tables, a timing tower, a light up timing tower, buggy cleaning area, computer, obviously, this is all required, like redundant computer systems, many screens that everybody can look at and see the timing. And these are their palmares of their major races that they have hosted for the French National Series and other international races. And here's a TGV rail station. That's the fast train. So rail stations, airports, highways, motorways, freeways, and all their club links and even a YouTube channel, which is handy.
So what's the YouTube channel?
The YouTube channel is a capital AK.
Hang on. Why don't you click it? Why don't you click it, Robert?
Well, we might see an advert here, but this is the club YouTube channel. Oh, yeah.
Here we go. So here's an advert for Prime. You play that whilst they look at us watching that advert, because we're not going to give our precious airtime to a no-name advert where we find out all about Frank's algorithm. Anyway,
here we go.
If you go full
so
screen
this is
on that.
their intro. Oh, sorry. Yes. Oh, there's
Mr. Sartell.
We'll see him at the AGM. And here we go. So we have some on-track footage.
Ah, yes. No, this is a very nice track. Yeah. Makes a change as well to have the yellow and blue piping from the usual red and white.
Yeah, or just all black or all orange.
So a nice permanent structure for the driver's stand. Nice huge berm there. You go around to a kind of tiled rubberized corner. I wasn't quite sure.
It's
bricks.
Yeah.
Okay. And there we go, a nice big wide view of the track. So yeah, multiple surfaces. Doesn't seem to be any Astro apart from in the middle. You're not supposed to drive on that. Fantastic set of goggles there. So there you go.
And protected from the wind as well on at least two sides, because with those big trees.
Yeah. So if you want to race in France with the French, with Mr. Savoya.
Yeah,
there we go.
Get in touch with your federation.
Get in touch with your federation and get them to vote for Bergmont.
Yeah.
Okay, so who else do we have?
We've got, Ferring is the other one, but we have just
looked seen at them. Ferring. So remember Ferring that we looked at before. They're also going in for the ECB. And then next up we have Portugal, Guardia, which we have been to twice in the past. They hosted the IFMA e-buggy World Cup, which was not very well attended due to it being a World Cup, I think. And but they put all the effort on for a handful of drivers who turned up to make history, to be the first. Now, obviously, the e-buggy Worlds is taking place in Portugal next year. But so yeah.
Yeah, so it's not just an RC club as well. They do fishing, target shooting, indoor football, BTT, whatever that is. I don't know. And they might also do padel, because that's really big in the Spanish-speaking countries. They've got castles and lots of lots of stairs nearby.
Lots of stairs. If you're stair fans, if you're a big fan of steps, then
the local gastronomy, which I will definitely be reading up on that.
All important.
And here's the travel and accommodation information. There's the track. So
that's the track, yeah.
Yes. So this is the image that we had previously on the EFRA site. It is a very big track.
It's a very big track, yeah.
Helpful arrows telling you which way the track goes. So you can see it goes in this direction. Very big jump there right in front of the drivers. That looks like the driver's stand. It's a bit offset.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take a brief break from the proposal just to revisit last time. Well, the first time we went to this track, where,
oh my goodness,
was fortunate to
who is that?
Interview David Ronefalk. Hang on, from Sweden.
Oh no. Who was that put that?
Sorry about that. I blame cousin Paul. David Ronefalk from Sweden. But anyway,
you were gonna blame Nick.
No, Nick wasn't there. This was the first year we covered the Euros, and Nick didn't go to any of them. He's the guy that got the deal, and then he didn't turn up to any of them, so I went to most of them. But yeah, it was great to meet David Ronefalk, who at the time was running for Kyosho.
Who's that? Who's that guy?
Anyway, don't worry about
that. Who's that guy?
Don't worry about that. That's not important now. So yeah, I got distracted because I was going to show you the track, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
You get the idea.
The organization director, should we just mention that, is Jose Figueiredo.
Okay, so you kind of get the Barcelos guys, but at Guardia, and so that's really cool. Joao Juarez, very good indeed.
So I was just going to say.
Oh, back. There's me. See, look, that is me.
Oh, and there's Paul.
Look at the posture on this. Look at the posture. This is me at age 30 with the posture of an 80-year-old. And there's Paul happily typing Sweden in onto the graphic instead of Sweden. Happy days.
There we go.
So yeah, it's not about us.
I'm in the intervening 15 years or whatever it's been. I'm sure we've learned how to spell various country names.
Yeah. Never thought we'd still be doing this. But anyway, we are.
So there we go. There's detailed photos of the track, and that is the Guarda Maquinas track in Portugal.
So they are your 3 proposed hosts for the ECB. And so next we're off to e-buggy, first of which we can save you a bit of time on 2 of these.
Yeah. So we've seen Fairing. We've seen Fairing. We've seen Estonia just recently as well with the footage. We did show Trenčín in a previous one, but we'll show it again. Actually, we didn't see their proposal.
Yeah. So we're going to look at the proposal.
So I'll let you look up the e-buggy bit if we have it. So this is the actual proposal. PowerPoint deck, whatever you want to call it, if you're familiar with that. RC Car Heaven.
As you would expect, yes.
I mean, it's not far off, I would say. I mean, they've got the facilities there. They've got the food. They've got however many tracks they've got. I mean, look at that. They're starting with the food.
Yeah.
Drinks, food.
Yeah.
And there's all tracks. All the tracks.
They have all the tracks.
And they don't even have the off-road track's not even on here yet. Is it?
Oh yeah, this is pre-off-road indoor track.
Yeah,
which is of course on that grass field.
So we'll see that. Yeah, there it is.
Now it just magically appeared.
Is it there? No, it's still not there. It's a football field or something.
I'm confused now. What's that white building there? White and blue building.
That's the factory.
No,
because the off-road track is in this area here, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, right. I guess. Yeah.
There it is now. Is. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
That's before, and that's after.
And after. That was a quick build. Oh yeah, because those kind of blue glass doors.
Yeah. One of those is a window that opens out.
Got you.
Yeah. Yes. For the media, for where we were for the Worlds. So this is the outdoor asphalt track rostrum.
Yep.
So basically, they're showing off everything in this.
Yeah. Why not?
This is the interior. This is
asphalt.
2 interior asphalt.
Yeah.
And then they put carpet on top as well.
No. Well, they may. I don't know. They may do. The 12th scale track is
carpet
to the side of that. Yeah. There you go. That's the 12th scale carpet track, which is just next to that other track, which we just saw, which is the asphalt track.
34 by 24, 24 by 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's not get distracted. Can you keep it off-road, please?
Here's a better one.
Off-road.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here.
Not relevant. None of this is relevant.
Well,
this is
off-road, but not the right off-road.
Oh, it's good for context. They've got a lot of tracks. They've got a lot of tracks, but come on.
This is the exterior of the interior.
There you go.
Track. There we go.
There you go.
So host of the 2019 10th scale buggy worlds.
Yeah, which we will get a little clip of in a minute.
And there's a 8th scale buggy on the track that we're just looking at.
There you go. And they have hosted the 8th scale e-buggy Euros before once. We weren't there, unfortunately, but they did host it, and Juan Carlos Canas took the win in that one.
Lots and lots of pit areas. And we're not even at the end yet.
Okay,
but
cool.
There we go. That's where Slovakia is, and flight times, travel information.
Lots of positive social media.
And it is a pretty town as well.
It's very nice, and it's a nice town, and there's lots of nice places to stay, and it's not too expensive either. So if you want to go and race at a very established track, also of course there's the factory tours as well.
Yes, I kind of just went right past it, but yeah, they do have a factory tour that anybody can go on.
Yep.
It is very, very nice. And yeah, so it's a great facility, good people, and they know what they're doing.
Oh, they know what they're doing, all right. So let's just take a quick look at what the track looks like. Now, admittedly, this isn't the right scale, but this is 10th scale. This is the 10th scale Worlds, but you get the idea. It's weird. That is way more hard-packed than those photos in the proposal, which look very dusty. It's not very dusty. It's very hard-packed and a nice surface to race on.
I think because this was the Worlds, this was like prepped and swept and watered every day.
Yeah.
Which you're not going to get every, just for a practice event or anything like that. But yeah, very good event.
So there you go. So this is your proposal to return the EFRA e-buggy European Championships to Trentin, to the Hoodie Arena. And I think we can see that the third proposal for that event is Rakver, which we refer back to about 15 minutes ago in this podcast. And you will see when we looked at that track.
It was just there for the ECA proposal.
Yeah. 40 plus, the fun class.
40 plus.
The fun class, or the... And when I say fun, that makes it sound like it's not serious. It is serious.
Even they call it the oldies, though.
Well, we call it the Masters. We call it the Masters.
There is that, yeah.
It's the Masters.
I think maybe it should be changed to that, because 40 plus is what are you going to do when, like, I don't know, one of these guys, like we see Spasha in the 12th scale, they keep joking about like making the age higher and higher. Just take the number out of it. Just call it Masters. It's like you're too good to be in the normal class. You have to race in the Masters.
But you're over a certain age.
Yeah.
So the first one is Bergmont again.
Yeah.
So we've been to Bergmont.
We've just shown
in this podcast. Mm-hmm. So you can rewind and see Bergmont. You can see Ferring, which we covered.
And Guarda.
So Girona.
Yeah. Girona. Let's have a look at Girona.
Mighty Girona, you might say. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what we think when we get to this.
Is that a football thing, or I don't know? It's not Shakespeare, is it?
No. So here is the proposal. It's a city, I would say, city location near to the majestic Cathedral of Santa Maria. La Mesa Raceway. Oh, wow. Very nice.
6,000 square meters. That's pretty big. So they have an asphalt track, a dirt track, space for 120 pilots, and looks like they have a shop as well, spare parts and timing system. So there's the very quick pick at the on-road track, and then details of the off-road track, 350 meters in length and 4.9 meters wide. And there we go. So they actually have like architectural drawings of the plan of the track.
Yeah, this is a very new facility, isn't it? And,
let's see, I'm not sure.
This is a new facility that I think is going to become a pretty major player, because they have invested a great deal.
They're right next to, you can go golfing, go swimming. If you don't have a good weekend on the track, you can go golfing, do some swimming. So lots and lots of very nice looking accommodation, to be honest. Northeast of Spain and Catalonia. So just north of Barcelona, I think. And wow, a beautiful beach. And so that is their proposal.
There you go. So this is a track that's going to gain popularity. It's a new track, but it has been hosting some events this year. Interesting that they are just going in for the 40 plus. So I think they
want to maybe have some experience.
Yeah, no, that's
with
very
people
good.
who aren't expecting like an ECA.
Yeah.
We see this quite a bit with some facilities that host maybe a series of club races, get some experience under their belt, and then try to host a regional major race, and then host a major race on their own, and then maybe go for a European Championship or World Championship race. You kind of build up your experience and you get the name out there, really. So people, when they go, oh, Listalo, Villarreal, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty good though.
Yeah. Check out the website, lamesaraceway.com. And you can see it is kind of early days for this track, but it's going to be potentially a major player. Somewhat of a dream location, some would say. But very, very good to them. Very respectable. They're starting slow and not starting slow, but they're kind of starting with the 40 plus rather than going all in for the main Euros. So is that all of the 8th off-road?
That is pretty much, that's all of the proposed clubs for the 40 plus Euros or Masters Euros, whatever you want to call them.
And all of the proposals for 8th off-road?
Yes.
So that is 8th off-road proposals for the 2026 events. Some fantastic hosts in there. Some great tracks.
Very strong candidates, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think the voting is going to be incredibly close. You'll have to talk to your federation. If you've got strong views, talk to your federation and get them to vote first weekend of November. There is not long left. These tracks will be decided, and you can get more information by going to efra.ws. Look at the page that we've been showing you. There may be more information there now when you come to look. But obviously stay tuned over AGM weekend for all the announcements when they come out, when we'll be excitedly revealing where the 2026 calendar is going to be.
Yeah, it should be interesting. And should we note that the way the voting happens, it is in secret. And if there's, say, 4 proposals that are up and one location gets 2 votes, another one gets 3 votes, and there's 5 votes for another and 5 votes for the other one, it comes down to the 2, and then so they revote and they revote until it comes down to I'm not sure if it's a majority or I don't think it's unanimous, but I think it's a majority. So that's how the voting works. But it should be, like you say, pretty close.
Cool. So that's 1/8 off-road.
Check out EFRA.ws for more info about RC motorsport in Europe.